clear. Hey, welcome to the Closing Beat. Happy Thursday. How you doing out there? All is good for you, I hope. Welcome to our show. We talk about the stock market here and everything that's going on for the day. We're not active traders. We just like to talk about the markets, give you updates as to what's moving, what's exciting, what's interesting, and then talk about things along the way. I'll answer your questions, of course, as we get through this. As far as the stock market goes today, and by the way, happy St. Patrick's Day. If you're celebrating tonight, there's going to be like a whole lot less people because everybody goes out, I guess. I saw all up and down the street the people set up tents here and stuff, like special St. Patty's Day outdoor events and stuff. So enjoy. Hope you have a good time. I'll be celebrating St. Patty's Day in Wine and Wealth tonight. Maybe we'll find some green wine. Tonight, big announcement. First time an advisor is ever going to attempt to offer something that we will talk about later. And it's either going to go really well or just, crash and burn. But I got high hopes and I think it's going to work out. So anyways, we're going to talk about that later tonight. So grab your drink or get back early from your St. Patty's Day celebrations. It'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern time live in the dojo. You'll be able to check that out if you'd like. And also, although tonight's class will not be public, we will be publicly talking about everything, right? So I want to give clients up to speed and figure all that out. And then, of course, I make some public videos. We'll talk about it here and things. So don't feel bad if you can't join or you're not a client. I get it. Things happen there. Anyways, let's take a look. So off to the right-hand side of your screen, you got everything basically positive. Not as much as yesterday, but still a decent little rally there. If we go on over to I'll start with the S&P. Basically got a 1% rally back into the downtrend. Notice that was the sticking point today. You don't have to believe in it, but now you know that everybody that's trading the market right now believes in this downtrend. They recognize that this is a moment of potential weakness. Maybe not, but this is an area you got to respect if you're a bull or a bear. So really tomorrow be kind of an interesting day how we handle this area, right? To see how we handle this area. So the S&P was content to basically just rally up into it all day long. You can kind of see it button its heads. It was a great day. I'm not discounting the day at all. But all in all, there's no need for us to move higher. There would need to be some catalyst. So you would expect tomorrow to be kind of a choppy day, a little bit quiet, until there's something. Give some exciting news tomorrow. We have really existing home sales and a package of what they call leading indicators coming out. So nothing too market moving-ish. But that's where the S&P stands here today. And if you look inside the S&P, you find that it was not like yesterday where everything broadly moved higher. It was one of those days where, hey, AMD is going to finish the day lower. Alphabet's going to finish the day just a little bit higher. Amazon's going to finish a lot higher and have a really great day. Tesla actually had a good day today. But then you go and you look at other things. What was the Hewlett-Packard? There you go. Hewlett-Packard. Just going to have a weak day. I know it's Hewlett-Packard, but we're still talking about it. Broadcom a little bit weak. That tells you the semiconductors just weren't on the same page today because Broadcom's weak, QCom's strong, right? So a little bit of disconnect there. You could do the same in financials. I put down American Express. Great day for them. 3.5% move. PayPal. Yeah, that's an easy one to spot for us. It's one of our office trades there. Very happy to see that start rallying. We actually now have a profit on that trade after a long time. In office trades timeline. It's a long time. Anyways, but you have those types of financials moving higher, but you got Wells Fargo. Couldn't really muster up any strength. Wasn't able to get anything done. Discover, same thing. Down 0.5% on the day. Truist Financials, the other one, they're starting to really get their branding dialed in there. Got about 1.5% move to the downside. And it really doesn't matter where you look. We want to go to retail. You got Costco higher. You got Walmart lower. That was just the name of the game there. One sector that did not do that would be healthcare. Very obvious in healthcare. Pfizer was the news-related event there, but you had Eli Lilly moving higher. We'll talk about a few names inside of there. Some of the healthcare stocks, United Healthcare, Cigna. There it is. Cigna higher as well. So there was good strength over there, I would say. And other than that, maybe energy. It would be the other one. You look at the XLE, little bounce. Remember, you don't buy the first bounce after a climactic or parabolic move there. But you still had people attempting it. ExxonMobil off the 50-day moving average. Slight bounce in Chevron. Yes. Just making sure. Slight bounce there. Again, you don't buy the first bounce after the climactic move. We're actually short Chevron in the office trades there. So we say talking the walk, or what is that? Talking the talk. Walking the walk, talking the talk. That's what it is. For God's sakes, man. Anyways, that's the S&P. You want to go through the Dow? Decent day, not too much to complain about there. The NASDAQ was not the leader today because the Russell woke up. I'll go back over here so you can see. But the NASDAQ's clearly broken the downtrend, first to do it, first to find the excitement behind it. Anything NASDAQ related did get a bit of a boost today. Besides Apple and Microsoft, it was okay. It just, I don't know, wasn't their day maybe. The Russell 2000 has been quiet of late, and by quiet I mean trading in a choppy range there. We've now also reached the top of the downtrend here, so small cap stocks are trying to participate. You hope it continues. I mean, I'm good with that, but that's where we stand there. Now, here's what happened. You got a lot to learn from yesterday's Fed meeting. I actually went through, watched the whole thing, plucked out some of the words and things that I was talking about or thinking about, and they were very focused on telegraphing what their approach is. And we're going to have to break this down into layman's terms, but here's a question that was asked, and here's the response.
You don't think unemployment is going to rise significantly, but if it does that temper your desire to keep raising rates?
You know, price stability is an essential goal. In fact, it's a precondition really for achieving the kind of labor market that we want, which is a strong and sustained labor market. We saw the benefits of a long expansion, a sustained labor market.
Did you get that? We were just trying something different there, but did you get that? So a lot of big words, but in layman's terms, basically, when he answered questions, he was telegraphing to you that in super duper layman's terms there, until inflation falls, employment is secondary, right? So they have an employment mandate. They have their sort of a target inflation mandate. That's blown out the window. So he's basically saying, I'm going to do whatever it takes to bring inflation down, right? That was a fancy way of saying that. Tightening of the financial markets will continue as long as inflation is out of control. And he needed to say that, right, to make you feel a little bit stronger about they could do. So the FOMC now has 7 rate hikes planned in this year, 3 in December. That was what it was, 3 in December. They're looking for a neutral rate somewhere around 2.4%. And he implied that the speed of the rate hikes actually is going to be very, very quick. And in their statement that they released, that confirmed that. So he was if I could sum up that whole conference, and you don't even have to pay attention to anything, he was saying we want to move to a more normal level, meaning we want inflation lower. We don't care about the stock market. We don't care about employment right now. We want to move to a more normal level. We're going to do that as quick as possible. That tells you that he's not concerned about the stock market and knows that we can afford a little bit of a drop there. And they're targeting inflation like a sniper targets his prey or whatever it is, right? They are not concerned about everything else. This happened in the 80s, by the way. The only difference is Jerome Powell is telling you, what was his name? Paul Volcker, right? He did the same thing. The difference is we didn't know about it, right? They didn't do press conferences like this. So he took us through many, I think 3 different recessions there, higher rates, wild employment markets, a wild stock market, all to get inflation back to normal. So keep that in mind as you start thinking about, I'd like to buy this market. It's going to take off without us here. He is actually telling you, although maybe we didn't understand the words he was saying, he's telling you and the average person, we're just going to do whatever it takes, right? So that's a big one there because what are you going to do about it? Are you going to try to fight the Fed on the way up here? Oh, everything's getting stronger again. Next rate, remember, every time we get stronger, they think they can raise rates more and more and more and more, and they're not going to hold back to do it. Very, very important there. Anyways, if we move on over to crude oil on the day, up 9%. There you go. So that was the reason for energy being strong and that sector getting the lift and everything. The volatility index, or the VIX, however you want to look at it, actually bounced a little bit today. Very small compared to what we've been through. Nothing to write home about. Gold actually got a little bit of a bounce as well. Remember, you don't buy after the first parabolic after a pullback after the first parabolic move. And as you're looking through a little bit further, anything that ETFs that are related to that naturally did well. Oil service stocks, oil explorers, the energy sector as a whole did well. Basic materials was one of the leaders here today, breaking above the 200-day moving average. Just thought that was kind of interesting, and that's really it. I mean, I don't want to try to make today seem like it was something else. We're at a transition period at the downtrend. You know that now. We're obviously interested to see what happens tomorrow. But there's no reason to assume we break out higher or we fall apart lower. The path of least resistance is to the downside because we're in the middle of a downtrend and we've hit the top of that downtrend. So after a little bit of a patience, there you go. That's what we have. All right, office trades. There was no massive changes there. It was a good day. It was a small good day. I did add United Airlines. That is a short position on United Airlines to continue to balance out our curve. You want to see yesterday's class and understand a little bit more about that. That was the only position that was added today. We'll cover that one tomorrow, of course, on our live show inside the dojo. If you want to join us, jazzwealth.com/research, you get to see. We don't just call trades and then go run and hide until they make a profit, or just don't talk about them if they lose. You get to see. You get to see the disaster of PayPal and Facebook of getting excited about that one, and struggling, playing defense, now getting back to a profit. And we hope to do a lot more of that there. So we show it all. If you're interested, jazzwealth.com/research, and you control the membership. If you're a client, it's free. But if you decide to join us and then you change your mind, it's totally cool with us. We're not going to, we don't play games. Like, you just click cancel. I'm done. Anyways, new highs and new lows for the day. You got 15 new highs, no new lows. There wasn't even any within 1% of hitting a new low today. It was largely healthcare. Molina Healthcare broke to new highs. Very interesting little breakout. I did not catch this one the other day to point out to you guys, but it is officially breaking out and did not participate in the stock market's most recent rally here. One energy stock, CenterPoint, refused to pull back, really do anything with the market and with the oil market. It has just been steady as she goes. Very, very, very steady there. Moving on, you got Lincoln Financial. Is not one of them. I typed the wrong symbol. Sorry about that one. I don't remember what it was there. Bristol Myers, this is the one we talked about as our sort of additional one 2 days ago. That finally broke out, getting a little bit stronger, and there's nothing extended about it, right? There's a big difference between a stock that you want to buy that's in an uptrend and a stock that you want to buy because it seems really exciting and everybody's all excited about it. Big difference. Dollar Tree was also higher and hit 52-week highs today. I don't really like the idea of this one. I just didn't have an extra symbol to put on there, so there were very few names on the list today. All right, moving elsewhere here, you got Disney. So Disney's in the news quite a bit, actually, lately. I don't know if you guys saw this, but in Florida, there's something they called it March Sadness 2. And it was one of those like prostitution sting things that was going on. So they would lure either a man or a woman, and into the thing, and they say, "Oh, we're not a prostitute, we're the cops," and cuffs on you, and you're done. They got like 100 people, and 5 of them worked for Disney. So that's not a good day for them or Disney. But Disney changed the subject. They've been talking a lot about in our state here. There's a bill, it's education bill. That's getting a lot of controversy. So they've been talking about that one as well. Anybody that thinks, if you've seen the headlines on that, anybody that falls for that, just read the bill. It's 7 pages. Very simple, plain English, and nowhere, anywhere does it say you cannot talk about what they're talking about, even close. And there's one sentence in there that I found that I'm like, okay, I can understand the people upset about that one, but it doesn't say what everybody's arguing about. So everybody that's out there protesting, 7 pages. We can all read it. And Disney kind of bugs me a little bit because I like Disney, man, but they're getting involved and they haven't obviously read what this is because it's crazy how that's going. But nonetheless, Disney actually continues to bounce off of lows here today, shaking all that off because they're killing it, right? As a company, if you've been there, if you've been obviously Disney Plus, they're tinkering with a new idea to maybe you'll pay a few less dollars and maybe you'll watch a commercial or two. I think that's going to go well for them. So the stock's actually up a little bit, working its way out of a downtrend, but that's what you have there. And fun fact, let's be nice today. So a fun fact about Disney, I often give these when Disney is up and something is happening that we talk about it. So if you ever been to Epcot and what are you looking at me for? Making sure you don't have to press the bleep button. If you go to Epcot, all right, here we go. Epcot and you ride Test Track. Really great ride, actually. There's a hidden Mickey, and I did mean to say that. So if you go on Test Track, after you go through the first little part there, you pass this wall where they show you sort of a funky version of your car, and it's on the wall. You can see it and you can see yourself and stuff. Well, there's text behind your car, and the text is to a URL. And if you either scan the QR code really quick, because it goes by quick, or you go to that URL, it'll be a website with a hidden Mickey on it. And there's nothing else on there. It's just a hidden Mickey. So it's a hidden Mickey. A lot of fun you can have with your kids if you're ever on that ride. see if they can hunt it down. Did you like that one, Cody? I mean, are you learning to love them little by little by all these cool little things, or are you all against them? I'm pushing you away. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll have to come up with something else. Anyways, we were doing stocks in the news. I got distracted. Sorry about that. Anyways, Dollar General. Here's a funny one. You'll like this. So Dollar General has their earnings, right? Come out with earnings better than expected. Revenues were basically as expected. Guidance was just, they raised it a little bit, but it wasn't magnificent, something to report about or give you any details. But did you know, to everybody and Cody, that this is not a joke? Dollar General has been testing, and apparently it's going well from what I read. They've been testing their Buy Now, Pay Later program. Yes. It's in Texas. Now, you can go to Dollar General, and you can essentially buy a whole bunch of stuff, and through a third-party app, you can make payments on it. Does that not strike you as a little bit odd? You know what I mean? Dollar General? Oh, okay, but it's going well. So the stock is up there. Everybody's excited about it. Lennar. That'd be a fun one for like a podcast. What is going on here? Dollar General payment plan. Lennar has earnings that came out as well. It was really one of the only ones for today. Better than expected earnings. They're doing a buyback. So the excitement there was not focused on earnings. It was fine. They beat by maybe 30 cents or something. Make $1.69, but they're buying $2.8 billion back in shares. Actually, so is Williams-Sonoma. So, I don't know what's the matter with that thing. Williams-Sonoma is higher today. Same thing, had earnings and everything, but they're buying back $1.5 billion in shares. Yes, $1.5 billion. And then you have Pfizer, be the last one we talk about here, and I'll take your questions. New York Times reported this morning that China's going to be using their vaccine over there, and I hope it works for them, because China does not mess around with the old virus over there. We don't want to see that spread, because that affects us. They go shutting down parts of China as they have. That starts to affect us very quickly. Anyways, I'll take your questions if you have any. Otherwise, I'm going to get ready for Wine and Wealth tonight. Maybe a special. It is going to be a special Wine and Wealth. Yeah, so I hope you are ready. Yep, definitely not a joke there, Chris. Getting your dollar store items and paying for them later. Number one, of course, like, let's say you spend $20 in there, right? What's the average ticket in a Dollar General? I don't know. So let's say you're in there and you do decide to pay later and the interest rate is fair. Let's just say it's a fair interest rate. How much money is Dollar General looking to make off of that little ticket? That part I don't get either. So from the consumer side and from the business side, I'm like, what are you making? Pennies? Is that what we're doing now? So interesting there. Yep. There's definitely a little bit of what do you call media fatigue from the Ukraine news there. So I worry about that a little bit, because old Zelensky over there in Ukraine puts himself out there a little too much. And I don't know, like, you got to imagine if Russia wanted to drop some sort of missile on him, I just imagine them as being capable of that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I worry about him getting hurt or worse, and then we all focus back in on the war again, and it becomes a big deal. So I'm not sure, actually, about that. If we are fading away, everybody's just over it or what, but I don't know. You think we're going to sell off starting next week? That'd be okay with that. I'll take that. Yep. Timothy Little got back to 440. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And so what does that mean for you? You closed it out? You had to calls, closed them out? Oh, go. Geez, because they expire tomorrow? Well, that's good timing. You were pushing it up against the gun there, so I'm glad it made it to that downtrend for you. You think the SPY is going down to 380? Wait, do you believe the SPY will go down to 380? A lot of YouTubers are saying it's going down to 380. It's going to take something like I just mentioned with the Ukrainian president. Something's going to have to escalate there. Otherwise, pluck that out of the news right now and the world events, and you don't have much else to really hurt the market. We're pricing in the rate hikes. Maybe midterm elections get a little bit scary, but not that scary. We don't usually see that kind of volatility. So I would say, what's the time frame you give me? 380 by when? And I'd probably be able to be a little more specific. Yeah, I guess it could be. Maybe they I mean, that would be, I think that's not legal anymore. You know, spend $20 and charge them some ridiculous interest rate. That's what I'm saying. What if it's fair? You think Fin Media leading the market or trying to? You think that they're trying to? People get like that sometimes, where they think that, you know, talking about a certain story or certain stock actually can start moving the markets. I don't know. I don't follow that closely, I guess. The day-to-day news. Yeah. Closed out those positions. Well, good job, Timothy. That was very well timed, actually. Yeah. Richard, is this a double top? You mean like something like this from here? This prior double top? I don't see that. So we're trying to push above that. I think tomorrow's going to make you guess that it is a double top, you know? But we'll see what happens. 380 by April 15th? I don't think so, Andres. That would be... Picture it in terms of what an above average move would look like over a 30-day period. I don't think the S&P, other than maybe a couple weeks during the financial crisis, maybe COVID, probably not even, has moved that much. That'd be a lot. Yep. Oh, Doc, I agree with that. I keep getting alerts and stuff where it's like, so-and-so on YouTube says the world's going to end. I'm like, I've never searched this stuff. I don't care, right? So why are they pushing this? So I don't know what's happening there. But there are a lot of bears as per the alerts and notifications I get that I'm not interested in. Yep. Well, I've got to get ready for the Wine and Wealth here tonight. I want to make sure all is working correctly. Come hang with me. Let's relax. I'm looking forward to it. We'll have a good time. We'll talk about something new that you have never been offered ever. And if you have, somebody probably was trying to rip you off. So we will be going through that tonight. I hope you're ready. I hope you'll join us and enjoy the rest of your day.